Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed and this week's GameStop Power Packs poll. So I'm going to be opening up at least 2 cards today in this video, and then I will go over my experience selling some cards via either eBay or PSA. If you do notice up over here, my account balance is pretty low, and that's actually because when you do sell via eBay or PSA, it doesn't go back into your wallet here, gets withdrawn to your bank account, and then so I'm gonna have to deposit some more money. But I'll talk about that stuff as we go through the polls, and then I'll get into some auctions that I have listed, and just kind of my experience listing stuff on eBay and selling to PSA. But before we get into all that, let's have some fun opening up some packs. So let's head into the vault, shall we? So I'm pretty excited about this week. Been thinking about what I should be doing with only $1.08 in my wallet right now. How do I want to do this? So effectively, what ended up happening from all of my sales, I've withdrawn about $150 from my account here, and I had put in $50 into my account. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep that $50 out, and I'm either gonna be putting in $100 this week or maybe $50 this week, $50 next week, stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna skip the football this week. I'm just gonna do Pokemon, have some fun with that. And so, to start, I think I'm gonna do a starter pack, and then we'll see what the value of the card is. If it, is pretty good, pretty exciting, maybe I'll, just be happy with that. Maybe open one more starter pack. But if it's maybe a little bit disappointing, maybe I'll step it up to silver and see where that takes us. But yeah, only $1.08 in my account, so I am going to have to deposit $25 to buy one of these cards. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's see what we get here for this pull. Please be greater than $25. If not, though, no worries, all fun. 9 mint Venusaur, that's pretty cool. 21 bucks. Okay, so it did go down in value. I did put $25 into this and only got 21 back. But I have to say, this is a pretty cool card, even though, I was thinking it was going to be a little bit earlier, but this is a 2023 card. It looks like it's the Pokemon CLV. I'm not really sure what that means, so let me know in the comments. I can learn from this, so please be kind, though. Yes, this is a CLV Trading Card Game Classic Venusaur and Lugia X deck. I'm not sure about the Lugia, but we can see the Venusaur there. He looks pretty bulbous, I must say. He looks like he's eaten a lot of whatever Venusaur eats. I'm not really sure, but it's a seed Pokemon. Let's see. Venusaur is the stage 3. Stage 2, it looks like, evolves from Ivysaur, so I guess it's Bulbasaur before Venusaur. I thought Bulbasaur was the stage 1, so that's pretty interesting, but I can learn more about Venusaur by looking him up in the Pokédex, but maybe I'll save that for next week, and I will then share what I decide to do with this card. And what I've done with my other cards that I've pulled, I did a little bit of research. I looked into them on eBay. I looked up what their CL value or their card ladder value is, and I wanted to see, could I get a similar offer or a better offer by selling on eBay than what GameStop is offering for their 90% buyback offer, which would mean I'd get $18.45. However, there is also a 6% selling fee of $1.11, so I'd only be getting $17.34 if I were to sell this directly to GameStop Power Packs, and then I'd have that money put back into my wallet up here. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cancel. And let's just view card and collection so we can, hold it for now. I have 7 days to make the decision on this. Hold it for now. We can just look a little bit closer on the card just to kind of enjoy it. Yeah, so Venusaur evolves from Ivysaur, And let's see. Okay, and then Ivysaur evolves from Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur would be the stage 1. That makes sense. I tend to like the stage 1 Pokemons just because I think they're cute and fun, whereas like Ivysaur seems a little mean looking up there, and Venusaur just, looks, pretty bulbous, pretty gelatinous and stuff. And yeah, well, he's taller than me, that's for sure, and heavier than me as well. But yeah, he is a seed Pokemon. His resistance is the Solar Beam. He does have some weakness, which would be fire, I guess. Or no, I think Solar Beam is his attack, which is a 60 HP attack. There's the retreat cost. This brings back memories from my childhood, although I played with the 1999 decks, or 1998, whatever. But yeah, HP 100, very cool card there. And we can actually just very quickly just look at the card ladder value if you guys are curious, so we can see what this is going for. It looks like it's going from a range of $20.50 up here to the highest price that it was sold. There's one down here that was for $34.96, but we actually see a higher price up here, $34.99, and that was based on a fixed price, whereas this one was sold at an auction. This one down here, let's just scroll up so you can see it, so you know I'm not lying. It sold for $34.96. That was based on an auction. Since it ends in 96, I'm actually kind of wondering if that was sold outside of the US. I imagine not, because it was a PSA listing. So we could look at the original listing, and yeah, US dollars. So, that is, kind of, a nice suggestion that maybe I could be getting, 15 bids to sell it for 35. So I wouldn't be, losing money on this poll. But really, I think that the majority of the sales were based on fixed prices. So maybe I could do a fixed price, whatever the amount that I would get back after fees, to be around 25, so I wouldn't be losing money, and I would still be listing it for a competitive price. So somewhere between 35 and 30, I think I could then get $25 back for myself. So I think that listing it as a fixed price might be the way to go, but I'll think about it, I'll take some notes, and I'll share them with you guys next week. After, I do consider that offer as one of my options. But now, let's go back to the packs. And since I didn't make money, I didn't get, a super mind-blowing card on that last poll. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's step it up to the silver pack. And, let's fingers crossed on this one that the value ends up being greater than $50, but maybe not. It's not just about the value, it's also about the fun. It's also about learning about the Pokemon, revisiting childhood memories, and just having fun with you guys. So let's do it. Let's pull another pack, this time a silver. So let's go. All right, so what do we got here? Let's turn that sound on so we can hear the sound of the card. Near mint 7, $121. I'm feeling good about that. How much did I put on this one? $50. How much is that CL value, the card ladder value? $121. I feel good about that. Even though it's only a PSA 7, this must be a pretty cool card. So I'm going to learn a little bit more about it. But also I should note, while I did put, $50 into this, the CL value is $121. I could sell it and then get back 90% from GameStop for $108.90. But if I do that, then there's also that 6% fee. And so I would end up getting $102.37. So turning $50 into $102.37. And then so I would definitely have some money for next week to buy some more packs. So that is something very interesting, something exciting. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments what I should do with this pack. Do you think I should sell it straight back to GameStop Power Packs for $102.37? Do you think I should auction it? Maybe you guys are interested in getting it, and maybe you could get a deal cheaper than 102 but greater than 50, so it's a win-win for all parties involved. Or maybe you think, I should hold on to it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm not going to accept the buyback now because if I cancel, if I don't accept that, then I can wait 7 days to decide. But yeah, let's just read about it here and then we can view it in collection and zoom in on it a little bit here. So this is a 2015 Pokemon XY Ancient Origins. So I imagine that the XY is related to, is it the Mega Evolutions? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know in the comments. But this is the number 93 full art Giratina? I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm gonna have to look that up and learn how to pronounce this one. But Giratina is how I'm gonna say it. Hopefully that's appropriate. Ancient Origins. And yeah, let's Giratina X. HP 170, but let's view the card in the collection. Yep, like I said, I'm gonna hold it for now. I got 7 days to make my decision before I take that, 102 and whatever change it was, if that is what I decided to do. But yeah, let's just look at it over here. We can zoom in on it. We can see the PSA details, the PSA number there, near mint. So man, I wonder what this would be worth if it was a 10. I wonder if this would be $1,000 card or $1,000+ card. So that's pretty cool. It's a basic card. And yeah, this one, Renegade Plus, the ability is to prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon by our opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. And so it's got this, also this attack here. So is the ability, but I guess the attack, which is the Chaos Wheel. Your opponent can't play any Pokemon tool, special energy, or stadium cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. And so, yeah, we got all the details down there. And so I must say this is a pretty cool card, but it's not a super cute Pokemon. I like the cute ones, but what we can do is, I've got the Pokédex over here because I will be talking about Dragonite. I do have an auction listed for a Dragonite card. I'll go over that in a second, but I do just want to point out that Dragonite evolves, is the third stage. This guy evolves from Dragonair, which we learned about last week, and Dragonair evolves from Dratini. So such a cute little guy there. I enjoyed that, wanted to share with you guys. But yeah, let's see, Giratini. So let's look up that one. And so just gonna go over to the Pokédex here. Giratina. Yeah, so let's go there and let's search for that guy, or that girl, I guess. Whoa, it's a ghost dragon. That looks pretty cool, like over here. Looking at it over here, it doesn't really look as, just because it's like so graphically, artistic and stuff, I don't really know. But yeah, let's click on this so we can just see what the creature looks like. Oh, okay, so I guess, we're just seeing like the neck of Giratina over here. Is that right? Where's like the body? I don't really understand. This is too artistic. It doesn't really make sense to me. But okay, we got the red and black stripes there. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand it. So we see that there, the red and black stripes, the spikes sticking out, and it's kind of like these tentacle things coming out up here. I'm not really sure. Giratina X, okay, but yeah, over here, so there are altered forms. So maybe what we want to look at, some of the altered forms. So let's look over here. Okay, so I guess that's what we've got here, and maybe here's the origin form. This looks more like what I pulled. So this is the origin form, or form A, I guess, however you want to pronounce that. But yeah, it's kind of like this little like wormy body with the little tentacle things sticking out. So that does look, like what I got over here. So that seems like a match. So we've got the origin form, not the altered form, which in my view looks a little more badass. So I would have liked to get this one, but anyways, still, it's cool. I'm stoked about this card. So again, let me know what you think I should do with this. Let's go back to the collection, and while we go over some of these cards, I'm going to think about whether or not I want to pull a third card. So I'll just go over the ones that I do have listed. And since I did just talk about Dragonite, let's go over this one first. And so this I pulled last week. And I do have an eBay auction that is live. There is a link in the description of this video, as well as pinned in the comments, so you guys can easily view it, cast your bid if you like. It looks like as of right now, there have been 2 bids, and it's going for $1.25. And I will give you the breakdown why I decided to list this for auction, because I think that I can get more money listing it for auction than I could be getting it by selling it back to GameStop Power Packs. And so with that being said, you guys might guess it, but I did take some notes, so let's go over them here. Kind of my thought process in how I arrived at selling it for auction. So my initial offer that I got from GameStop was for $22.50. I did pay $25 for this card. I'd be losing a little bit of money on that, especially after the fees. I'd be selling it for $21.15. So I decided not to do that, and I considered other options. And I also looked into the CL values, or the card ladder values, which ranged at the time of compiling these notes from $24 to $47. So that made me think, I could definitely make more than $21.15 by listing it on eBay. And I considered listing it for $28 because after fees, I would then get $21.36, which would be more than what I would be getting if I was selling it straight to GameStop. But then I did a little bit more research on eBay, and I actually saw a last-minute bidding war, and $36 was the final bid. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty exciting to see, and I actually took a screenshot of that bidding war. And so yeah, this auction ended on November 1st at 6:14 p.m. Pacific time, and you can see this back and forth exchange here between these two buyers. We've got the TS here and the 7-8 here, back and forth between them. But it's actually very interesting. If we look at the times, this might be kind of a good insight into how to win auctions on eBay. So it looks like over here that 7-8 had placed a bid for $30 at 6:01 on the 1st. And it's interesting because that's earlier, that's lower on the list than the bid here. OJ bid $30 at 5:43, but I guess because this was placed after, I'm not really sure. It seems like it was like we see 6:01 here, and then 6:01 again, 6:01 again, 6:01 again. So I think 7-8 placed a series of bids, like ladder bids, to try and win the auction. But this was triggered, or I guess actually, what? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Why is this lower here? I think it's probably because we see, OJ. I should have highlighted this maybe in green, but I didn't. Please forgive me. But OJ placed, it looks like, a number of bids at 5:43 for 26 and then 30. And so after 5:43, 7-8 placed a number of bids as well at for $30, for $31, 33, and then finally 35. And so they placed those orders at 6:01 and they walked away with, about 13 minutes before the auction ended. But then here comes the infamous TS. They placed a bid 9 seconds before expiration. They placed a bid for $32, but 7-8 beat them at $33. With 5 seconds left to go, TS places another bid, $35, attempting to beat out 7-8. 7-8 beat him again with 35, as you can see, with 2 seconds to go. TS beats 7-8 for the win. $36. So that was pretty exciting to see. I actually witnessed this happening. I started watching this card because I wanted to see what happened. And I wanted to see if I could sell my Pokemon for, at least $28. And so that gave me some confidence that I could. Maybe I wouldn't sell it at exactly 36 like they did. Maybe I'd sell it for 35 if 7-8 were to come back and to try to get it for 35. So that's quite the possibility that I could be selling it for 28 or even less, and that would be fine. And I decided to do a starting bid at 99 cents because that is how this card was sold for 36. I don't have it here in the bidding war because this is just a screenshot, but if I were to scroll all the way down, then we would see that the starting bid was 99 cents. So I wanted to kind of honor that, and so that's why I did the starting bid here for 99 cents. So link in the description of this video. You guys can check it out. You guys can bid on it, or you can just watch it to see what happens with it. Maybe there's going to be a showdown at the end. So that is pretty cool. But yeah, Dragonite up for sale. Current bid is $1.25. So cast your bid, have some fun with it. But yeah, let's come back to the collection here, and let's look at the other card that I do have listed, although it is not a live auction. And so I'll give you the breakdown why I decided not to list it as an auction. And this one is the Mewtwo X EX. This is a XY Mega Evolution card, or Pokemon, I guess I should say. But yeah, before I get myself into trouble talking about that, I bought it for $25, and GameStop's initial offer was for $14.40. And after fees, that would be $13.54. So I thought, no, I can probably do better. And so I looked at the CL or card ladder values, and they ranged from, at the time, from $16 to around $32.73. And so I was thinking, that's kind of a funny number. Why is there that odd 73 at the end? And so I looked into it. That card was actually sold in Australia. And so I think that's, just going to be a little bit different of a market. So I didn't think that was really a fair comparison. But really, my comparison is not to make $25 back. It's just to get better than what GameStop is offering. And so I was thinking that, I could list it for 19 bucks. That does fall within the range here for the CL value. And, I could get $13.53 back, which is approximately the exact same that GameStop was offering up here after the fees. So, that's something that I, considered. And then I also like the Dragonite auction that I watched to the very last minute. I also watched an auction for the Mewtwo Evolutions XY PSA 9, so everything's the same. And I didn't really see anything too exciting, although we did see kind of a ladder bid here where it looks like 1H placed multiple bids at 812, and this was days before the expiration on the 2nd. They placed an order at 17 and then one at 1790. And so they, were beat out with the next bid, which was from the infamous 7-2. Yeah, actually, was that the exact same 7-2? No, this was 7-8. So they're different numbers, different people. So not infamous 7-2. Sorry about that, buddy. But yeah, they cast a bid for 1840. And they won it. And they actually placed that bid at 622 when the auction ended at 806. And there was no competition. So because there was no competition, there was no bidding war to the last 2 seconds of the auction, like what we saw with Dragonite. I thought that, this one's probably not a good one for me to list as auction because the end result would be selling it for $18.40. And what's my criteria over here? I'd want to sell it for at least $19. So this is, one that I don't think an auction would be good for. I did think about it, but I did the little face palm there. So I have it now listed for buy it now for $25, which would then result in me getting $18.75 after fees. And the reason why I did that is because a number of the cards that I saw that were actually being sold on eBay, the card ladder value from there, and or other cards that are listed just trying to be competitive with what's, being sold in the marketplace there. I felt like 25 was a fair price. I think there was one being sold for 26. So I thought that I'd, front run them by $1, and then people can get it for a little bit cheaper, and then I'd get $18.75 back. But, a little tidbit secret between you and me is that I will be considering offers that range from 25 down to 19. So if you want to get this card, but you only want to spend 19 bucks on it, put in an offer. I might accept it. So that is something to consider. We can also look at the listing on eBay. If you guys are curious, there will be a link in the description of this video. It looks like one person is watching it, but secret, that person's me. So far, no offers, nothing yet. So make an offer. If you want to get it for 19 bucks, it could be yours for cheap. But again, that's a secret between you and me. Please don't tell anybody. But yeah, link in the description of the video and in the pinned comments. And since I have not gotten any comments from you guys just yet as I'm recording this, I'm thinking, maybe let's have a little bit more fun. So, I put in money into my account, but I've since taken out, let's see, 150, and then I put 25 back in. I put 50 back in, and I'm probably going to sell at least the Dragonite between now and next week. So I'm going to have another 25 bucks. Of the 150 that I took out, I'd like to keep 50, so then I'm not risking any of my own personal money. And since I am kind of teasing it, I feel like I've got to, at this point, open up another starter pack. And so that would then mean I've put $100 back into the system. I'm keeping my 50. And then so by next week, I'm going to need to have at least $25 in this account by selling some cards, either directly to GameStop Power Packs or on eBay, so then I get some cash back so I could put it back in. But at least next week, because of Dragonite, I think I will still have, let's see, actually, maybe, sorry, just to tease, I'm just going to go back to my notes on Dragonite just because I want to see, what I'm thinking about. So as this is listed, starting bid at 99 cents, but I watched one go to 36. So yeah, I think it's pretty feasible that I could have around $25 in my account, considering that I already have $1.08 up there. So yeah, let's go back to the packs and let's open up, one more pack, a starter pack for 25. I feel like this one's going to be a dud because I just had a great winner with the silver pack. But they don't all have to be winners, but they all have to be fun. That's what we're here to do. So let's do it. All right, let's see what's in this one. Turn on the sound so we can experience the glory of the $25 starter pack pull. What's it going to be? Mint 9. I'm excited about this one. 18 bucks. That's okay. To be honest, not because it's a girl, even if it was a guy, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it is. The fact that it's a person, I'm not really excited about that. I like Pokemon more than I like people. But yeah, let's learn about this. It looks like it's a supporter, so actually it's a trainer. It says trainer right there. So that's pretty cool. And it is an ultra rare card. It is mint. It is 9. So this is pretty cool. I have to say, I'm walking it back. I'm walking back my little bit of disappointment. But yeah, I'm just not super excited about the people. So maybe this is one that I will sell, and then that will result in some cash up here for next week. Let's consider this, and then we can read more about it and zoom in on the card. So, I spent 25 on it. Card ladder value 18. I could sell it and get $15.89 back from GameStop Power Packs after that 90% buyback offer. But then there would also be a 6% selling fee, so I'd get about $14.94 back, be losing about 10 bucks on this. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cancel that. And so let's just view the card in the collection. I got 7 days to decide on it. I'm going to hold it for now. We will consider. But I suspect I will be selling this by the time you guys reconnect with me next week. But yeah, let's just zoom in on this. So this is the 2025 Pokemon Pre-N A-Maries Ultra Rare. I'm actually wondering, is this I've noticed that some of them have gold around the edges. I think it's for Japanese cards, but this one's blue. So I don't know if it's Japanese. Nope, it would say Japanese up here. It's not a Japanese card. But yeah, we've got that up here. This is a Pre-N Prismatic Evolutions. Okay, I'm familiar with announcements from GameStop when they get new shipments in and stuff like that. This is an ultra rare card, so that's pretty cool. Number 132, which is Amaris, not sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, she seems like a pretty serious, kind of glum trainer. As you can see up there, it does say trainer. She is a supporter trainer, Amaris. And let's see, got some interesting hairstyle going on there. I'm not sure if looks like she's got a little time clock there, keeping the time. Let's see, is that a stopwatch? That's the word a time clock. No, it's a stopwatch. So she is training those Pokemon, making sure they are keeping up to speed. And so the details for her is that you can draw 4 cards, and at the end of this turn, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, discard your hand. So that seems like kind of a bummer, but I'm not really sure. You can also see the illustrator's name there, Akira Komayama. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that they gave credit on the cards to the artist. So that's really cool. You may play only 1 supporter card during your turn. So that's good to know. But yeah, this is a PSA 9, which is a mint. And we got the number there, ultra rare barcode there. Please don't scan it though. Please don't scan it. But yeah, oh, and also we can, I guess, expand this. I didn't realize that we could expand the cards, but we can't zoom in on them when we do expand. It's a pretty cool feature. And so, yeah, we'll have to see what I'm gonna do with this one. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on it. I'm gonna take some notes. I'll share those notes with you next week, but it may not be in my collection then. But yeah, let's just go back to the collection so we can see what I've got. Very interesting. Some of them say that they've got 2 offers. I think that's kind of a bug. It might be, though, that PSA is giving me an offer for this card. If I go to that, if I click on the offers, I just got this one here, but there might be another layer to it. A PSA offer. Then I've got 2 offers here. Those are going to be, of course, from GameStop Power Packs. I do have these 2 listed on eBay. And then, let's see, the 3 offers over here. Probably from the 3 cards that I just pulled, so that makes sense. Let's go over to the sold tab because there's some exciting stuff over here. So I have sold some cards now via PSA, as you can see, as well as eBay. So very, very neat there. I think these 2 I talked about with you guys, but this one, Hydreigon, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I didn't mention it last week just because it seemed like a crowded video, but this is one that I did sell, and that was for $27.55, but I don't think I got that exact same number back. And this one's actually a pretty cool card in that, you see, I only saw the 2 heads there, but there's actually a 3rd head over here. Or actually maybe I saw those 2 heads and missed this 3rd one back there. But the center head is the only, head that thinks or, has sensory capabilities or whatever. And this is the, 3rd stage evolution. We see the 2nd stage evolution there only has 2 heads, and we can actually learn about that Hydreigon. So let's look over here. Hydreigon, we can search him to learn more about the Pokemon. Nice little dark dragon Pokemon there, got the 3 heads. Only the central head has a brain. The other 2 heads are little dummies. They kind of look like little flowers there, but they aren't thinkers. They're stinkers. This is the only one that's a thinker, but we can actually see, what it evolves from by, I guess, scrolling down here. I was wondering if it was up here because that's kind of a weird name. Hydreigon's kind of a weird name. Zweilous is also a weird name, and that's the 2-headed monster. The 2 heads do not get along at all. One's a grumpy one, a sleepy one, one's a talkative one. If you don't give each head the same amount of attention, they'll begin fighting out of jealousy. To be honest, I don't want to have anything to do with this Pokemon. Seems like a pain in the... But yeah, let's look at the Dino. This guy, he looks pretty cute, pretty curious. It can't see because it's blind. It's got the little hood over its eyes. So its first approach to examining things is to bite them. You'll be covered in wounds until Dino warms up to you. And this is the 1st stage evolution, 2nd stage, and 3rd stage is the one that I sold. last week. And so I'll just give you a little bit of a breakdown. So for my thought process for that, I did pull this one for 50 bucks. GameStop offered me $24.53, which is what it would be after the fee, I believe. Those are the notes that I took. PSA had offered $27.55 because I had attempted to list it for $35, but I believe the market was a little bit saturated, or I just didn't really feel like it was going to sell. And so I'd be getting, best shot, $27.45. I thought I'd just take $27.55 from PSA. Something I forgot to mention about these ones that I have sold. So power packs, the ones that I've sold here, that money goes back directly into my wallet up here. Very easy to deal with, very convenient. I like it a lot. When I sell via PSA, or to PSA, I should say, or on eBay, that goes into my PSA account. Stripe, on Stripe over there. Okay. I was concerned because there are not as many fees when you sell back to PSA or eBay. I was concerned that there would be some tax concerns, but actually on the Stripe's website, they listed it under, I believe, a $10.99K, and that would only incur taxes. I would have to sell more than $20,000 worth of cards for me to have to pay taxes on them. And so I don't see that happening. So while it's a little inconvenient that the money goes out of my wallet into my Stripe account, and then I have to withdraw into my bank account and then deposit again. So that's a little annoying, but it's just another option to try to get back what I put into the cards. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know, how should I sell, the cards? Because I used to do them all straight back to power packs, and then I started experimenting with eBay and PSA. And before I close this, I should note that GameStop power packs will be doing an expanded beta preview coming November 6th. So stay tuned. Follow GameStop power packs on X or any social media platform that suits your social needs. But yeah, pretty excited. Thank you all so much for joining. And again, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.